who work in the school, or whatever group you're designing for, to get a group of people, users involved, get them involved in ideation with you, which is really interesting, because when you do that, two things happen. One is you get some good ideas, and it's better than anything we ever did. It's different, it's much more robust. But the other thing you get is a lot of interesting information about what their issues and needs are. We didn't have a lot of time to do a lot of research with teachers. We focused mostly on students. And so when we went there, we had an hour and a half. It wasn't a long time. We had an activity. We had a warm-up activity, and then we had them present. And it was just bam, 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 knock out the ideas. And a lot of the ideas were not actually ideas, but they became ideas later. So we took all of that information and all the other research we did, and we ended up, we just throw things down on Post-its. So you got all these ideas. We have like 50, 80, 100 ideas. Okay? And not all of them are all fleshed out. So you start systematizing. So what we did is we started looking at the ideas and looking at sort of the categories of analysis that we had already developed. There were three main themes that kind of came out of a lot. We had about 8 or 10 major themes, but 3 really seemed to be key. Ownership was an issue. They have to share their school, and they actually don't even have a gym. This was the PEW, Physical Education and Wellness. So ownership was an issue. They don't actually have space they can call their own. The definition of physical education was an issue. That came up over and over. So a lot of the ideas and a lot of the analysis we did sort of revolved around that issue. And then the third one was inside and outside. And that had to do with pushing the boundaries of what the curriculum could be and where it could take place, beyond the boundaries of the school, and also bringing the community into the school. So we took those 3 themes and we plotted it along this axis. And we started looking at the ideas, and they started sorting themselves. We kind of combined them. So then we came up with these 8 chunks or categories. Who are we? Sort of related to defining ourselves, identity, relationship building, partnerships and things like that, personalization, making each class or each unit in the class personal to kids, leveling and doing different things to kind of get at motivation, creating options for participation, getting other teachers involved in PEW and other people in the community, self-confidence and awareness. A lot of kids have performance anxiety, and there was a lot of emphasis on competition and sports skills, which your kids wouldn't have a problem with because they're athletic, but a lot of kids are not, and they don't. And maybe actually Miliana would prefer to do a dance unit that she might not really want to get into basketball or whatever. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff. So what builds self-confidence? Aspiration. What can we be? Can we go beyond the boundaries of the school and into the community? But can we also aspire to be a college athlete? And how would you do that? What about an Olympic athlete? How does that happen? So it's about what can we be? And then modeling behavior, cross-pollinating subject areas, and then values, different values. And so then they started all sort of falling into these categories, and we kind of iterated around this a little bit. And then what we ended up doing is just sort of sorting them into the cells with the Post-its. Once you do that, then you can take that information and put it into a Google Doc really easily on a spreadsheet, and then you can take it further. And what we did from that point is we added, we sorted them again into into more clusters and fleshed out a lot of the ideas and made sure that we had good ideas for every area of the matrix. So like this is thin, we built on that. This didn't have a whole lot going on, we built on that. Then the final thing we did was we ranked the ideas, 1 star, 2 stars, or 3 stars, so that we could prioritize them. We ended up with about 50 ideas total once we sort of systematized things. And then the top, probably 30, I think, we're going to present in a document. We're going to put them on cards, and we'll do a little scenario or sketch or some kind of little visual representation and talk about what the idea is about. And so these are going to be a set of cards, and then we're going to have a booklet that's going to be the same size as the cards that explains things like what are the themes and the design principles behind it, what's the roadmap for implementation, and other information that the group will need to kind of take the ideas forward. And
so
that's
what was
basic,
the
but
overall,
that's not done yet.
Yeah. What was the overall design issue problem?
It was looking at the physical education and wellness curriculum and imagining how it could be better.